Всех приветствую на прохождении Enderal, часть 2. Так, а куда пошел он?
I present a Star People's lock, and I bet my buttocks we'll find another answer behind that door over there. Doesn't surprise me. This kind of lock is usually only found in treasuries or castles, but they can be picked, though that's going to be quite the challenge without the bolts. Normally, yeah. It's quite simple, actually. Every keyhole has a matching bolt that latches into place once you insert it. And once all the keyholes, 5 in our case, are latched, the door the lock protects opens up. If you don't have the matching bolts, however, you should prepare yourself for the most frustrating break-in of your life. That is, if you don't happen to be Jaspar, who knows a little trick. You can use wooden sticks instead of bolts. They'll break a couple of seconds after you put them inside the lock, but if you manage to get all 5 sticks into place before the first one breaks, you can basically trick the mechanism. It's all about speed, in other words. So I'd say you do the running, and I'll wait near the pressure plate. You ready? Splendid. Here are the sticks. All right, go!
Где еще один?
Damn, that was too slow. We'll try it again.
А, вот. Так, подожди. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Damn, that was too slow. We'll try it again. Brilliant. We're really good at this. Now let's take a look and see what the old Magister didn't want anyone to see, shall we? Oh, shit. Not a weak one. That leaves us with the question of what exactly this is supposed to be. I suppose that's his companion. Though it's interesting that he was already on the wrong side of the law way before his rampage. Well, burials are considered heathen here in Enderal, and have been forbidden for about 300 years now. Here, corpses are always cremated. The whole thing's called the Last Journey. The deceased is taken to a place he or she considered special during his or her life immediately after dying. Sounds very poetic, but I'm pretty sure the only reason the Order introduced the law was to prevent plagues. Plus, they might have noticed that too many lost ones running around on trade routes aren't that much fun for wanderers and traveling merchants. Yeah, but of course that only goes for the little man. The rich and powerful still tend to their family crypts. And there are still plenty of old vaults around from the time before this whole last journey thing was begun. And it's good that way. What would life as a treasure hunter be like without the notorious noble looking for family jewels in a century-old grave? Let's take a look around and see if we find anything.
Beloved Sira, this is my last letter. In it, I ask for forgiveness, for it was I who murdered you. No, of course, it wasn't me who held the knife, but it was me who infected you with my fallacy. The fallacy that the world wants to be saved. It doesn't. Yes, Sira, there's still a part of me who refuses to believe these words, even as I write them. But just one look is enough to prove me a fool. We have so much, yet we are never content. We could make peace, yet we choose war. We embrace hatred over love. And no, Sira, there is no hope, no silver lining, no matter how much we try to tell
What's
ourselves
that?
the opposite.
Let me see. Uh-huh. A tragic ending for a tragic personality, I'd say. Well, I think that should suffice. Well, what should I think about it? Yarrow was a self-righteous fool, just like all these do-gooders are. They celebrate themselves as great messiahs as long as everything goes well, but once they fail, it's the bad. The wise hermit has a good saying for that. People are only idealists until it starts to hurt. He and his lady should have simply stayed in Riverville. I think that if we all just spent less time thinking about other people's problems, whores would have fuller purses, breweries emptier barrels, and tyrants fewer minions willing to cut their throats open for the one true God or the one true nation. Yeah, we are. Here, I've got 2 teleport scrolls that can take us right back to Riverville. Just meet me in the tavern once. I have some stuff to take care of, so there's no need to hurry. Farewell. Huh?
Yes, of course. Yes. Well.
Walk.
Yes, of course. Farewell.
Some chefs never make.
What do you want?
Hmm?
The light fades away at the end of
Now, if it isn't my new pal, how about a sip of wine? Right, the fever. Almost forgot about that. So, are you ready for our little journey? It seems that Riverville's Myrid's injured, so we'll have to go by foot. Oh, right, you wouldn't know that since you're Naramese. Myrids are giant flying creatures. Quite nasty when wild, and quite useful when tamed. You can find Myrid towers all over Enderal. And for a small fee, the keepers in their Myrids can take you from point A to B in no... But, as I said, Riverville's Myrid's injured, so we'll have to walk. Fair enough. Just come back once you're ready.
Welcome, welcome. What can... do for you?
Is it important?
Yes?
My sir?
Walk blessed, my child. How may I help you? What it is? Now that's quite the question you're asking there. But fine, why not? The path is two things. For one, it is the name of holy writing that encompasses both the revelation of the Lightborn after the fall of the Eterna King Azataron, and the journey of the first vassals to Enderal, who founded this country under Malphas's guidance. It also tells us the virtue of the path, the ideals by which every Endralean should live, which is the only way to salvation. Secondly, it is the holy calling of each Endralean citizen. You are welcome, child. Walk blessed. Well, I suppose that depends on what you deem as interesting. I am certain you have heard about the tragic events in Ark. Apparently the Magister who murdered those children was from Riverville himself. And then there's the mayor's wife. She's been sick for moons now, and even I cannot help her. Dreadful times are these, truly. I wish I could do more. Let me see. Yes, that is no injury light magic couldn't heal. Malphas bless this body, rid it of its afflictions and endow it with life, path abidingness and new strength. May your light guide this soul.
Walk blessed, my sir.
My sir.
Oh, yes, of course. Malphas bless your travels.
Someday, I'll go to Ark. Everything's supposed to be so huge and shiny.
Oh, you're not from around here, are you?
You're not from here, are you? I heard you talk.
ancient world seemed newborn in his eyes.
Shall we go? Splendid. Let's wait until nightfall, though. One more thing. You seemed quite fond of your new magical talents. In battle, I mean. I take it you're more of an arcanist type, then. Am I right?
We just got a new delivery of ale.
I knew it. I'm asking because I was in the market just now stocking up on provisions, and Here. Might find this useful. The Arizalian in My Bed, Sensual Confessions of a Vagabond Lady, Volumes 1 and 2. Jokes aside, these are learning books from arcanists or master fencers, depending on what you read. You know how to fight, but if you want to get better, you have to You're welcome. Then off we go, I'd say. You go on ahead. Just take the route leading north out of Riverville. They'll lead us straight to the mountain pass.
Suffering tore it apart. 'Cause he strayed in the void as a wayward wanderer, despising the path that was meant just for him.
quite the sight, isn't it? It's moments like these that make life so damn worth living. This place was once a trading post, in case you're wondering, but it's been deserted ever since the isolation. Yeah, that's what we call the decree that was made 30 years ago here in Enderal. Simply put, the Order decided to reduce their trade with other countries of the civilized world to a minimum. Not a very economical choice to make, but that was roughly the time when the Lightborn Eradan left Narim. The Order was probably afraid something similar could happen in Enderal. You know, open harbors quicken the exchange of information, which in turn quickens rebellious thinking, and so on. Since the decree, trading in Enderal has been subject to very strict regulations, and only the wealthy can still afford things like Termatralian wine or Chilean spices. Anyway, since then, a lot of once flourishing trading posts have closed down, such as the Three Rivers Watch down at the Sun Coast. Yeah, if you want to take a look for yourself, feel free. If not, let's push on. We still have a good march ahead of us. Ah, there you are. Let's push on.
Hey, you there! Yes, you! Come over here, now!
Sober up? What, are you saying I'm drunk? You're right, actually. But a man's got to do something to keep his bones warm, doesn't he? It's so freaking cold up here.
What do you want? Get lost. There's nothing for you to see here. Oh, does he now? Then listen up, pal. Since we've come here, that fat bastard has done nothing other than get plastered. Tell him that until he's sober, I won't move a finger whip from this fire.
What, I'm drunk? Because this idiot made me wait out here for hours? If it weren't for him, we would be on our way back to Ark already.
Oh, did he now? Well then, you tell him that what he wants interests me as much as the colour of his fucking balls.
What? Alright, that's it. Go and kick that bloody moron's ass, give him a knuckle sandwich, smack him in the gob, spank. Too much of a coward for that, are you? Fine. Oh, just wait, you sodding son of a turf. I will show you who's boss.
Blazes, what idiots. Welcome to the Enderalian people, my friend.
What? Leave me alone. I need a break.
Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. I can use a break anyway. Sorry. I know. I can't sing. Ah, there you are. Let's push on. Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. I can use a break anyway. Still alive? Good. Let's go. We shouldn't waste any more time.
Yes?
Hey, you there. Yes, you. Your help. Tell him, do you have good eyes? Good. Very good. Let him cut to the chase. He is in dire need of eggs. Lots of eggs. And he what? It is, indeed. The eggs he is looking for are hard to come by. Do you see those brown hammerbirds circling over the heartland? In many other countries, such as Nerim or Kira, he wants to raise such letterbirds for a special purpose. So, what do you say? Will you help an old starling? You're talking about coin. Yes, he does. And provided you bring him what he needs, he would have given them to you anyway. Well, that is the part where your good eyes come into play. All you need to do is follow the movements of the birds flying above the sea here. Eventually, they will return to their nests, and that's where you can find the eggs. Just come back once you've found a good handful or more.
Yes? Yes, sir.
Can I help you?
Yes?
And here we are. And here we are. Welcome to Ark.
Sir? Sir? Yes? Huh? An outlander, aren't you? Let me think. You could ask old Taiwan from Screws, Hats, Odds and Ends Incorporated. He might have something. Or the Golden Sickle, if you're not afraid of hard work. They're always looking for date tellers. Monsieur? Yes? Monsieur?
My sir, do you have a moment? I think...
Open it, my sir. Please open it.
Yes?
Ahoy.
Walk blessed.
Never walked back home. And here we are. Welcome to Ark. I've got some things to take care of here. So, by his own son, Nerazul, yeah. But roughly 2.5 years ago, he suddenly appeared back in Enderal, accompanied by a handful of mages who once fought against him in the Great War. Weird, I know, but that's how it was. He did, yeah. It seems that something happened between him and them that made them sort out their issue. They're allies now, and frankly, nobody quite knows why. You can imagine what kind of uproar that caused among the Holy Order itself. You can say what you want about him, but he never lost his charisma, that's for sure. You're telling me. But apparently their alliance has something to do with this red madness. I guess we'll see what happens. Great. Then see you later and enjoy your stay.
So, any luck? So, any luck? Yes. Now, depending on how well the yes, he knows, but he will wait here for you. Good luck, and thank you. So, any luck? So, any luck? Yes, that's them. Marvelous, truly marvelous. Here, you have earned yourself that. Now, he only has to... Yes, depending on how well the breeding of these eggs goes, he would like to experiment with other breeds too. Firefinches, leaf gulls, and peak dash. Yes, he knows, but he will wait here for you.
You're the Naramis, aren't you? The Outlander. Well, let's put it this way. I have a pair of eyes here and there, and it's always good to know who comes into this city and when they do so. Help. You're an unfamiliar face, and this is just what I need. Let me make it short. I'm a businessman. In Ark, most inns only pour 2 drinks. On the one hand, my beer. On the other hand, Rivervale Ale. Dalsarker honey wine is what they like to call that swill. Now, the thing is, the Riverville Brewery and I have a deal going. And unfortunately, the new vine dresser respects that deal as much as the Rolata respect the righteous path. And this is why I want your help. I need someone to aid me in serving some retributive justice, so to speak. Wonderful. Here, this is a flask of highly concentrated vinegar. Sneak into the basement at Fat Leorin's Inn. That's one of the inns that fools talked into only buying ale. And pour that into the big mead barrel. And, I probably don't need to say this, but still, not a word to anyone. Get back to me once it's all taken care of, and we'll talk coin. Oi! There. Don't look at me like that. Looking for trouble, eh?
Hello.
Huh? Can I help you?
A miracle.
Well, look who's arrived. Did you have any problems finding your way around? The city can be quite a maze if you don't know it. Well, you certainly know how to make friends. But so be it. Keep your chin up.
The lost heir to the throne, son of warriors, after decades of imprisonment by his
That's it. And why is it Malphas who carries the Sun Temple on his back?
Welcome be you merry drunkards, come along and drain your tumblers 15 times till we'll be raised. So we start to count and they go once more for the joy of being 2 monks for the clerics read. By crane and cattle, merchants, soldiers, wars alike.
The best wine in all of Enderal. Come, give it a try.
What? Who are you? And what are you doing with that beautiful barrel? That is nice of you, you know. But I think today is your lucky day. For 50 pennies, I will forget what I saw here. Of course not. What do you think? Thanks a lot.
Welcome be you merry drunkards, come along and drain your tumblers. My, have you not had enough? Let us start with the good stuff. One much for the joke.
Hymn of the Desert King.
Monsieur? Yes?
Greetings.
So about this fever. Usually those gifted with magic have to report their talent to the Order, and then pass a ritual that teaches them how to deal with their magic. The journey to the water is what they call it. Once they've passed that, the fever reduces to an endurable level, and new arcanists have their names registered in some kind of holy book. But there are other ways to get rid of the fever, and I hope my employer can tell you about them. Okay, almost there.
incursions beyond this point without explicit permission. Who are you, and what leads you to this holy place?
Business. I'm Jaspar Delveric, and I work for the Naramese mages.
Oh, right. The mercenary. And who's your companion?
Marijo de Luna from Ostian, esteemed holder of de Luna's Empire of Tender Fragrance, the most prestigious perfumery in all of Vin. Archmagister Marigil sent for her. Didn't he tell you?
The Archmagister. Well, that does sound like him. Fair enough, you may pass. But show this place the respect it deserves, mercenary. You too, Meister de Luna.
You have my word, fair lady. Thank you.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
Well, that went better than expected. Nah, I don't think so. Nobody will suspect someone who's already in the temple. Anyway, I think it's about time I tell you a little bit more about this employer of mine. His name is Constantine Firespark, and he's one of Marathzil Orenthiel's former followers, which the new Grand Master, Tealor Orenthiel, they usually wear green, while the Order wears white or red. That should make it easy for you to tell them apart. Firespark's pretty much the eldest of Marathzil's mages, and quite well versed in magic, at least from what I've heard. Plus, he's a very gentle and likable fellow, which is why even the keepers like having him around. Let's hope he can tell us a thing or two about these visions, and help you get rid of the fever. Come, follow me. Huh? Keep your chin up.
Blazes, I just can't bloody believe it.
All right, here we are. Hang on.
No. That's not how you do it.
Blast it! I'm just being careful. We have to.
Heck we do. Give me that thing.
That's
now.
what they are. All of them.
Blasted, blistering blazes. That's what you get for working with fumblers.
Just can't bloody
told you.
Meister Firespark.
Be careful. What? Now who the heck are you? Can't an old man have a moment to himself?
You hired me. The Magister, don't you remember?
Oh, right. Joseph the Scrounger. So why are you here? Had any luck?
Just spar. And yeah, we did find something. I
suggest you first of all tell me when I allowed you to drag your drinking mates up here. Do you need me to explain the meaning of the words highly and confidential to you?
I'm sure there's a lot you can explain to me, but let's save that for later. This particular fellow over here needs your help, to be frank. Arcane fever.
Is that so? And what exactly has that got to do with me? Let the Keepers and their holy rituals take care of it. What is it with the costume, anyway?
This man's magic is different, Meister. Just feel his aura and you'll see it. Plus, he's from Naram, just as you are.
Well, all right then, for nostalgia's sake. I really hope you're not wasting my time, though. Working with these religious buffoons is bound to make any rational thinking person go bonkers. Anyway, that chair over there. Take a seat, and I'll have a look at that fever of yours. All right, then. This will tickle a little. You're right. This aura does feel different. Complex somehow, and powerful. And do you really want to tell me you've only recently discovered that talent of yours? With that aura, I'm surprised that you haven't turned into an Obaya by now. Fine, fine. Well, that is, we will help you. But first, tell me everything. How you got that magic, and how you met that scrounger. I see. Regarding this vision thing, I think that your mind simply played a trick on you there. Not that it's much of a surprise, considering what you... Actually, you were quite lucky that the sudden outburst of your glance didn't blow your head right off. Ah, well, if that's what you want to believe, go for it. I, in any case, have never come across such a phenomenon in over 50 years of studying magic. And now we should...
It all begins with the dreams.
What the blasted blistering blazes? Does this room look like the bosom of a whore to you? Or what makes you think you can go around touching anything you get your fingers on? These documents are confidential, for heck's sake. I knew it was a mistake to hire a thug like you. Lashery always had a weakness for...
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you telling me something about dreams that led you and Telor Renthiel here, didn't you, my sir? And you told me that in this vision of yours, the veiled woman said this. It all begins with the dreams.
What? Is that true? Oh. Then this near-death experience you had before you woke up on the shore. Tell me again, what exactly did you see in it? A room? Well, this is strange. Anyway, for now all that matters is that we get that magic of yours under control. Whatever you clairvoyanced back there is of no use to us if you're dead as a doornail in a couple of months. Well, that's usually a plodding process. The fever you feel is a result of your mind not being able to handle all of these possibilities, so to speak. The ritual the Enderalians practice to get the glance under control is called the Journey to the Water. Put frankly, it means 1 year of hour-long meditation, bland food, and abstinence from anything that makes life worth living. In due time, the Arcanist then learns to filter these other realities from ours, and the fever gets less and less. Anyhow, luckily enough, we Neremes know of a way to quicken that process. A shortcut, if you will. I'm not capable of performing it, but another one of us is. Her name is Lashery, and you should seek her out as soon as possible. She's currently in a ruin called Old Rashengrad, not far from Ark. Just tell her that I sent you. Give me that map of yours. Okay, now you'd have to be a total idiot to miss it. I recommend leaving for the ruin straight away. And you, Joseph, you're going to come with me and show me what your trip to the Sun Coast brought, hopefully, more than a bottle of honey wine and a hangover.
Quite a character. Here, I owe you this for your help back in Riverville. And in case you're in the mood for a mug of ale and a good chat, just drop by the Dancing Nomad in the street. With all that said, good luck mastering your magic, my friend. I'll see you around.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here. Oh, you're here. I thought you were in the city.
No, the Archmagister ordered me back. Feels good to be here, to be honest. Funerals. I could have done without them.
Sorry. I know. I can't say.
I still can't believe that really happened. Brother Yarrow was such a good man.
I don't think the Red Madness cares much about that.
Probably not, no. I wonder how it happens, the infection.
What do you mean?
Well, the red eyes and the obvious madness only happen in the last stages of the disease. But what happens before that, and how? How can one tell someone else is afflicted? Why? Scared you've got it, are you? You know, something wrong with Yarrow for quite some time, long before it happened. That's not what I mean. Her death broke him, yes. But there was no hatred in him, only grief. The hatred only came shortly before he did it.
Sorry, but I don't really see what you're going at.
I'm just trying to say that, well, maybe we all should be careful.
Ah, there you are. Magister Carus has been looking for you.
Carus? Why's that?
I don't know.
Who are you?
You may pass, but treat this place with respect, Outlander.
Huh?
What are you doing here?
Hey, you're an adventurer. I've been here myself. Please don't come.
Hungry for arcane?
An outlander. Isn't this nice?
My sir?
Walk blessed. Well, a bit of everything. Just look for yourself. Walk. Blessed. Yes? Well, a bit of everything. Just look for yourself. Walk. Blessed. There's always work. But if you really mean it, then you will have to prove it. It's that simple. Well, just ask around and see if you can lend a hand. And now excuse me, I've got business to attend to. Are you joking? Are you just plain stupid? You haven't helped anyone yet. Don't waste my time.
You're not from here. Pardon. I heard you talk.
Monsieur?
Is it important?
If it's crab and fish, you see.
Monsieur?
My sir.
Wonderful. I can't wait to see what that stupid innkeeper has to say about the Rivervale Ale after tonight. Here's your reward, 40 pennies. And, as promised, a paper that marks you as a shareholder of the brewery. That should keep you motivated to stay silent about this in the meantime. Is that so? I'm afraid that's none of my business now. I kept my end of the bargain. Not a chance. Sorry. Talk to Samael Sildren and Sildren and Friends, the bank. He will make sure you get your share of the brewery. Now, walk blessed. There's a lot to do.
Huh? Can I help you?
You're not from here, are you? I heard you talk.
Yes?
Words, O path-abiding people of this holy city.
Can I help?
As I said, the offer stands. Just think about it, okay?
I will. Take care.
Yes, who should say that?
Walk blessed.
As I said,
Hello.
the offer stands. Just think about it, okay?
I will. Take care. So, tell me, how are you holding up? It must have been quite the whirlwind. Yesterday, a refugee from another country, and now a prodigy with a magic great enough to impress old Bushybeard. Good luck with that. I'm quite curious to see how things keep on with you. You're different. I noticed that the time we met. Anyhow, tell me, what do you make of this country now that you've had some time to look around? I figure it must be quite the change from Nerim. Shoot. Yeah, I can picture that. You know, this is exactly the reason why I love inns so much. The sky can rain fire out there. In here, you'll always meet laughter and good humor. Not to mention all the good-looking men and women. Absolutely. Though I think I've seen enough of this place by now. Of Enderal, I mean. There's a ship sailing for Kilé next morning, and as it seems, it will be the last one for quite some time to come. Who knows? Maybe they still have a cabin to spare for a handsome treasure hunter. Oh well. This entire thing was more a coincidence than planned anyhow. The Order needed someone with skill and discretion. I was around. Heck, me as an ambassador of the Holy Order, could you imagine that? Not one step further, O fair maiden. Drop your garment so we may both bathe in Malphas's holy light. Actually not that bad, don't you think? Oh, you're too kind. But you know, at the end of the day, I guess I'd probably lack both the pathos and the idealism for such a profession. You know, I'm aware of how these esteemed keepers up there talk about sellswords like me. I could save 30 virgins from a Myrid on Rampage. At the end of the day, they'd always say I did it for the money, because I wanted to bed the women, or whatever. I'm driven by inferior motives, while no matter what their actions end in, they are good guys, because they do things for the right reasons. What does the wise hermit say? Nothing is of less importance to the saved than the reason for their rescue. The only difference between a mercenary like me and a holy warden is that I'm at least aware of the fact that I do what I do for myself, and no one else. I'm trying to say that all those heroes and self-declared messiahs are no better than everyone else. In the end, we are all selfish, because we always act in accordance to what we think we have to be like. So yes, maybe the keeper saves the farmer from the bandits. But at the end of the day, he does it because he sees himself in a certain light. You know, the funny thing is that a lot of times, it's especially those who think of themselves driven by a higher purpose, or they don't understand what drives them, and that makes them easy to manipulate. The only thing left to do for the capable hate-monger or tyrant is to somehow combine his own ambitions with the mental image of this, and presto, you've got your perfect puppet, only waiting to dive into the next hail of arrows for their honor, It's just so idiotic, you know? The world would be a much better place if everyone could just acknowledge that the only reason we're here is that we want to be happy. You do? And here I thought I'd get an indignant cry and a splash of wine thrown in my face. That's how most people react. I very much enjoyed our talk, but the ship to Kilé leaves before the first cocks crow tomorrow, and I want some more time to think about it. Keep your chin up.
adventure. I wish I'd have crossed. The Red Sea once, or seen Kira. I just don't listen.
Is punched, and you just have to live with it.
Yes? Walk blessed, friend. Where are you headed? How about pirates? What is there to tell? They're beautiful animals, majestic and wild, and dangerous if you're unlucky enough to run into an untamed one. In the time before the Blood Moon Revolt, a long time ago, tame pirates like this one here was a really rare sight. Nowadays, though, they're pretty common. Terran Enderal. Pity, somehow. Nowadays, well, that's... And through those clicking sounds, I also... Sure, where to? Sure, where to?
Hello.
Prophet's ass. 1 second later and I would have been scraping your remains off the floor. What in blazes are you doing here anyway? Lashiri? Oh my. The fellow really isn't one for names, is he? I'm Lashari, but never mind that. At least it proves you're not lying. Anyhow, I hope you're not the backup I asked for. I was hoping for someone more, impressive. No offense. Is that so? Indeed. You have some uncontrolled magic inside you. And quite a lot of uncontrolled magic. Not bad. I've never felt anything like this before. Very well. If Constantine insists, I will perform the ritual on you. But it'll have to wait, since I'm up to my neck in this shit, as you've probably noticed. Short version or long version? Which do you prefer? We got ambushed. Why and by who, I have no idea. They must have found a hidden entrance, because one moment, I was upstairs and inspecting our mules. Now, here's the thing. All my scrolls and the artifacts we've been searching for are still down there. And before you ask, yes, you can help me. You'll have to, actually. I wouldn't have a chance fighting the mercenaries by myself, but the two of us might be able to do it, provided you can defend yourself. Fine, then follow me. And keep your weapons ready. I think I just heard footsteps down there. What's this? By the prophet's ass. I don't believe it. They're orders. My assistant, Sev. It seems he's the reason these fuckers managed to take us by surprise. Save it for Sev when I shove this staff up his ass and fire a thunderbolt. Shit, can you smell that? There's fire. So, these guys... We have to do something. You're adept at magic, right? Take this spell and use it to put out the fires. If I'm right, the mercenaries are trying to destroy the stone fragments, and we have to stop them. I'll take the upper part. And when... Oh, if you should find my assistant Sev down there, try to take him alive and bring him to me. I want to take care of him myself, okay? Let's get going.
this? Those bastards just left me down here to die. Can you believe it?
That's what I call good timing. I take it you were successful? What about the fragments? Did you save them? All of them? Call me a pregnant Lyran. You really are good at what you do. You won't regret it, I swear. What about Sev? Did you find him? Fuck. The little shit. I was hoping I could make him tell us who's behind all this. Well, whatever. What's your name, anyway? Amidst all this, we didn't have time for formalities. You're pleased? Well, that's good to hear. I actually had the feeling that I was a little rough on you. Anyway, let's talk about the reason you're here. For starters, tell me how you managed to get the old ranter to trust you. That doesn't happen very often. I've got time. Uh-huh. So, you're saying that you learned all this, the magic, the swordplay, in such a short time? That's fascinating, to say the least. And these visions, if I understand correctly, you foresaw the death of the two apothecary? It does indeed. But hey, who am I to judge? Here you are, the mysterious stranger who appeared out of thin air and, without much fuss, took out an entire group of sellswords. And even better, now you tell me that these skills come from studying magic for only a couple of weeks, and that you can see the future. You certainly are full of shit. Not you, sorry. I mean, I just had a strange thought. But no, that would be crazy. Way too unlikely. Well, I'd like to speak freely, but I'm bound to my agreement with the Holy Order. However, I will tell Constantine and old Aranthiel about my theory. And you, You will probably have to be patient until the latter decides to put you in the picture. Sorry. But if my idea is correct, then we'll be in a position to really kick ass. Anyway, hold still for a moment. Ready? Alright, let's do this. Don't worry, it'll just tickle a bit. Are you alright? That wasn't on purpose. Really. Oh my, you really do look terrible. I will make this right, I promise. I have no idea what just happened. The ritual isn't exactly harmless, but normally you shouldn't feel more than a weak tickle at most, regardless of how it goes down. But, maybe this has something to do with the strangeness of your aura. I already said this, but it's so different. It's hard to explain. Somehow complex and cold, maybe. But hey, I'm probably just out of practice. It worked, and that's what matters. Your fever will now settle down to an endurable level, and maybe even vanish if you're careful. And now I suggest you return to Constantine. You need anything else? If not, see you later. We're going to meet again. I can feel it. Well, put simply, they're supposed to protect us. But old Oranthiel will tell you more about it later. Take care.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well... Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work, even though part of her report seemed to be a bit... enthusiastic. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest. In the Emporium, the last building on the left side of the temple, just... Ah yes, before I forget. My dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book, an old map, or a bag of pennies? Very well. Now get a move on. I'm sure we'll talk again later. Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well...
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
Walk blessed. Oh, yes. Guess what? There is. Some people just don't get the meaning of the word reliability. Huh. You're not from the Order, are you? Then I wonder what the blazes you're doing here. Elia, the novice who was assigned to me, she's supposed to help me transcribe these Pyrian tomes the Grand Master is so obsessed about. In the Nobles' Quarter. I'd go look myself, but I'm lucky if I get to breathe within all this work. Go find her, and tell her to get her bloody ass up here and help me. If you do that, it won't be to your disadvantage.
Well met.
It is a suspicion, Tila. And to send an entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries. This Pegast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Neremese friends had.
The threat is real. Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it as much as I do.
Tila, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Tilor, back then in Kira, and we all know...
The mission will happen. I'm sorry.
You have a visitor.
So, you are the prodigy everyone is talking about. Interesting. I am Teolor Aranthia, son of Lorius I and Grandmaster of the Order, and I'm honored to meet you. What is your name? Yes. And I will come straight to the point. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, you are indispensable. Among other things, yes. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Vin is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I. I do. And I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son, Narazul Aranthia. He hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well. It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerim. I still do not know why he spared me. Good question. Because at the moment stability is the highest good, even more so considering what we are facing. The rulers of Kira and Kile both made the mistake to acknowledge the death of the gods to their people, and the civil wars that followed in their countries are evidence of the chaos. Enderal is the cradle of the order of the gods, the epitome of theocracy. It is unthinkable what would happen if we confer. I am sure you understand this. Maybe when all this is over that will change, but for now it is imperative that we deny all rumors of that kind. Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time, the dreams. I always saw the same glaring, terrible light. Heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of demons. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me. Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery in the mountains. The others were aware of my identity, but for whatever reason they did not kill me. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. I do not know. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first I doubted my sanity. But after some time I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. And he said something that I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others magically gifted on Vin, dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion grew, which has now turned out to be the truth. The dreams, they come from the same place. They are a shared memory, a collective subconscious. Yes, I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images, the Pyreans. 3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end. I see why you would say that, and I felt the same way for a very long time too. But there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vin was split up by the Starfall after. Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The two castes of the Sun Priest. They too ruled until they were overthrown. This overthrowing was followed by an outbreak of wars and chaos. And then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the cleansing. Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well. Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the prophet. It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly. On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. I assume you have already realized this. On the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future. Your visions are a window into the past. And as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future as well. You can feel the thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us. Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our order, and to do so, you have to pass a test. A trial. It is. Whatever you think about our story, we are the only faction that is strong enough to oppose the cycle. If you want to be part of our mission, you need to have access to our knowledge and resources. There will be voices in the Order speaking against your admission, as they are speaking against the presence of the Naramese mages. Consider it an honor or a necessity. It is up to you. It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the Squalor are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival. At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood. They will be waiting for you there. Take the Myret. Talk to Signet Master Bartar and hand him this package. Ah, one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the death of the Lightborn to yourself. I do not believe you can do any real harm, but in the worst case, path-abiding people will consider you a heretic. After the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter, if and how we tell our people about it. But not now. That is for sure. Now, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong. Brother, did you get my letter?
Ah, yes.
Yes? Is it important?
Now look at that. It's the prodigy.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
It just doesn't work, sister, no matter how hard I try.
Yes, and there you have the problem. You try.
The Desert King. Dark as the sun, light.
Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
A penny, my sir. Please. Thank you. That's really generous. Thank you. That's really... Thank you. That's really generous. May his light guide you.
Walk blessed.
Oh, how nice of you to ask. I can't complain. I suppose the wars in Calais and Kira make it harder to get your hand. Definitely more comfortable than my time on the road, though. What? No, I was a vagabond, as people like to say. A traveling mage. You know, I grew up in a village near Duneville. Actually, I had a pretty good childhood there. But when I discovered my magical gifts, I just felt the need to, I don't know, get out, see some of this world. So after I did the passage to the water, that is, after the Order taught me how to use my magic path, I decided not to return to my village and kind of bold, yes. But back then, I didn't care. But I digress. Hard. The Arcanist made it clear that we stood at the crossroads. Either we learn to control the magic, or we become outlaws. It was not a pleasant time, I can tell you that much. The Keepers were extremely strict, and you learn to be independent. But no offense, that's a very personal topic. Well, they weren't exactly hostile to me, but it was the small things. Looks, talk going on behind my back. But you know, I don't think I can blame them, especially with the village folk. And all of a sudden, here I am. So how is that supposed to fit into their worldview? They can't really know better. I probably made it sound worse than it was. I've heard that on Niram, magically gifted people get out of their village. I guess I should consider myself lucky.
Have you heard?
Walk blessed.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Walk blessed, my sir.
Monsieur.
You're a foreigner, aren't you? I wish I'd have crossed the Red Sea once, or seen Kira, the Grand Bazaar. Well.
Hello. What, you're asking me? I'm flattered. But let me think. I think one of the former Archmagisters of the Order. Grandpa always said they were just tales, but who... But, well, you scratch along somehow, don't you? As long as people eat and the farmers deliver, I'll have customers.
Yes,
I really shouldn't
the one the
complain
Butcher
so
of
much.
Ark wrote himself.
Come back anytime.
Well, long story short, you're treading on dangerous ground here. If it's a story you want, I recommend you get yourself something else to
run errands for the Keepers. What?
Let's...
Monsieur.
Now look at that. Now look at that. Someone who's actually interested in us as people, rather than in our knowledge about the Pyreans. But it's Arizalian brandy. Vintage, 8214. Alright then. Even though I've thought about it.
They suffered hunger.
When I hear you say that, I don't regret for a second that I never... Came back to Ostian. Wow! Finally, someone who says it up front. Yeah, I've got some Scarag blood in me, though comparably little in regards to how much it... My grandfather, he used to serve in the South Realms Marines. And one day they captured a ship of Scarag raiders, some of them women. Stories say he fell in love with one of them, and... yeah, you can connect the dots. But to answer your original question, yes, I'm from Ostian. Though we fled the city around 10 years ago. The right choice. The temple was always a bunch of fanatical fuckheads. But that bastard High Priest Janus gave the word butcher an entirely new meaning. I know, and nah, I hardly know anything about her. Only that they were raiders and that she fled about 2 years after giving birth to me. You should have seen how people reacted to the way I looked. Even as a kid, they always looked at me and my almond-shaped eyes as if they were expecting me to pull out a skull fetish any second and start putting curses on anyone in the vicinity. True words, warriors of the Creator, war against the infidels. The Creator's children don't even sugarcoat how radical their faith is anymore. And still, so many people join their ranks. It's fucking insane. But then again, don't think for yourself anymore. Let someone else do it for you. At least it was. I had. He was about 15 years older than me, and was always a troubled child. Rakul. That was his name. You know, my family was very wealthy before we fled. Drapers for generations. The best in Ostian. I suppose that's why my father expected so much from Rakul, since I, as a woman, wouldn't have been allowed to take over the business when my... But Rakul, he just wasn't made out for it, you know? He was shy and introverted. I can't remember how often Father told him that he was a disgrace to the family. You can call it that, yes. Looking back, I think the temple only gave him what Father wouldn't. He spent almost all of his time in the temple after his conversion, and knew the entire Rania, their holy scripture. Well, in one day, he announced that simply attending the masses wasn't enough anymore. He would join the temple's warriors. Damn right. That's what these bastards do. They exploit the vulnerability of people like him and indoctrinate them with their fucking bullshit. And once that's done, they send them to fight for their holy causes. In other words, their own interests, like pawns on a chessboard. And I'm sorry, my dame. Your youngest son just died. But don't worry, he's in a better place now, eating... Now, do you have any other neglected children for us? We're running short on material. Damn it, I hate those bastards. Just hate them so much. He was slaughtered, hacked into pieces by Chancellor Baratheon's cavalry. That was before the peace treaty. I'd be surprised if they taught him what end of a lance to stab with before they sent him into the field. But, well, I guess that answers the question you asked me up in the temple, doesn't it? I was sick of seeing people using religion for their own ends. Creator, Lightborn, the Great Spirit. Same shit, different name. And you know what? Anyway, I'd say we call it quits for now. It was good talking to you, but I'm dying for a nap. Take care.
There she kneels before his grave, where their love has once been born, and he caresses her face, yet she feels not his embrace. Dark and wet flows the winter sky, two souls divided by the threads of time. Days turn into weeks, for a month passed by, yet no word from the battlefields arrived. Months turn into years, peace now rules.
Come back anytime.
Empty graves were dug under.
An outlander. What are you doing in this part of the city?
Midnights. Between cobblestone and its so many strange faces. Between darkness and light.
Advance the fleet! Always forward! Always forward! Forward for the glory and honor! The spears of the
myself?
The swords into the bodies!
Yes? What are you doing?
The same play.
Yes?
Day after day.
Such art!
Huh? If you have to ask that, you'd better be on your way, my friend. Hymn of the Desert King.
Now, come on, just a little to the left and... Blasted blazes! You are really starting to annoy me, you know that? Oh, now look at that. A visitor. Great. Just great. What do you want? Are you here because of the placard? What? By the 7? No! Don't take it personal, but you really don't look as if you know much about Starling craft. Someone willing to take over a very important task for Horst and me. Yes, Horst. And no, he is not my imaginary friend, but this gorgeous example of Enderalian metallurgy and Starling ingeniousness right beside me. My personal centurion. Yes, steel instead of flesh, energy instead of blood. Away with this useless shell and its pathetic fugacity. In Horst's body, I will live on forever. Oh, with this and that, errands. Well, I suppose she took a flying unicorn to old Aranath. I don't know, Pathira and I have done research and found out that Dalmarak and his even though I had strongly spoken out in favor of an armed escort to send with her, Pathira had insisted on going alone. Something that makes it the ideal place to go if you're suicidal and you're looking for a quick way out. You're an Outlander, aren't you? How can I explain that without going beyond the scope? Dalmarak. Does the name ring a bell? He was an arcanist who lived about 2,000 years ago. Back then, the Order planned to build a second great city here in Enderal, situated in a region we now call Goldenforst. But, as it turned out, the place was everything but a good choice for a settlement. No crops would grow there, and the water made the settlers sick. So 3 years after the founding of the first settlement, Malif, the Order forced the settlers to abandon the mission and return to Ark. But, as things are with vain personalities, Dalmarak, who had been in charge of the mission, one of his ways to do one night in the first few centuries, and pull.
Raindrops, red and small. Oh, my sir, what a pleasure to see you. How are you faring?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Waka waka.
And you?
Well, as good as the desert expected under the circumstances, I suppose.
We always go too easy on the scum.
Greetings.
Huh?
Some
Is
things
it important?
change.
Move along. You're not from around here, are you? I know that accent.
Mm-hmm.
What bless it, my sir?
May your path always be even. My sir?
Evening.
An outlander. What are you doing in this part of the city? Shouldn't you be, I don't know, somewhere...
Good for him. No, I'm perfectly fine. This is a grave, and I'm kneeling in front of it. I couldn't be better. I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. My sister, Gadia, she... I don't know if you've heard about it, but there was this incident in the temple, the Red Madness, and you've heard about it. My sister, she was a novice, just as I am, and she, she met this boy. He was only of the manufacturer's path, and neither our parents nor the Holy Order would have approved. She wanted to leave the city with him. I called her a fool. I told her that it was our path to serve the Order, and that leaving here would be a sin. You say it as if it were far-fetched, but it is my fault. Without me, she would be with that boy in Dun. It is my fault she was in the lecture that day. No matter how I twist and turn it, this is how it is. Easy for you to say. Anyway, I should go back to the temple. Thank you for your words.
City, deep in the caves, he waits for us, the Black Guardian. No one who ever caught sight of him lived to tell about it.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
And she caper and caper around.
Walk blessed. Of course. Her sister. I completely forgot. I guess I should be lenient with her. Here, I think I owe you this for your time. Now, excuse me. We have a lot to do here.
Search in ruins and tombs for pathless writings and treasures. The earth opens up under your feet, and you'll find no gold but eternal grief. Down in the deep, down in the dark, he waits for us, the Black Guardian. If we stray from our path, if we
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
down to the endless void below. If you are 3 sheets to the wind, and you stagger through the alleys of Ark, a manhole cover will open up. One more step and your life will be gone. Down in the deep, down in the dark, he waits for us, the Black Guardian.
As in death.
If we stray from our path, if we lose our way, he drags us down to the endless void below. Late in the night when the pale moon shines over the roofs of Ark, you'll hear a screaming from deep below, a terrible spine-chilling cry. Down in the deep, down in the dark, he waits for us, the Black Guardian. If we stray from our path, if we lose our way, he drags us down to the endless void below. Our ancient world seemed newborn in his eyes. No place could keep him, he yearned for the skies. He abandoned the way that Malthus foresaw. He followed a path of his own. And he strayed in the void as a wayward wanderer, despising the path that was meant just for him. Yet the dreams that he sought in the deep red afterglow were as distant as ever before. He did find a home in the city below, where life neither purpose nor honor can hold. The woman who loved him held out her heart, and her suffering tore it apart. 'Cause he strayed in the void as a wayward wanderer,
Yes.
despising the path that was meant just for him. Yet the dreams that he sought in the deep red afterglow were as distant
Good to
as
see you.
ever before. Our ancient world seemed as old as his eyes. He had lived his whole life under empty skies. When a little boy asked him for the guiding path, he said, do not risk Malthus's wrath. 'Cause you'll stray in the void as a wayward wanderer, despising the path that is meant just for you. Yet the dreams that you seek in the deep red afterglow are as distant as they'll ever be. Shivering hands and delirious eyes, brittle voices and maniac minds, they roam across the land, spreading terror.
Yes.
You'll never know what's beneath their disguise. They're masters of fear, illusion, and lies. You won't have a chance to say your final prayer. Malphas's light has never shone on their face. The anarchist fever has clouded their troubled brains.
There, this just doesn't make any sense.
Mages wild and free, wicked wayward wizards. If they're pointing their devious fingers at you, you'll soon be crazy too. If the magical fire flares up in your